Well, good evening. I'm your host, Robert Wilson, with Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity, presenting 7 ways why my here and now rises me out of my past. Something I've discovered and opened up to with Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity is you liberate yourself from the past. You stop trying to heal the past, because as you're trying to heal the past, you're thinking about it and all the mini movies and all the feelings, emotions, and everything is active while you're trying to rise out of it. But you can never shift out of it, because shift and everything is sideways. Well, when you rise, you get the vertical. Something I discovered in myself is when you rise, you want to rise out of the past from your core, because your body has a memory of the past, but we keep trying to do it through the thinking memory mind, the knowledge. But the frozen in time representations stay active, and that keeps you triggered and upset about everything. See, the world lives in the many movies of yesterday, because we have a fear and afraid of the pristine movies of here and now. You want to color, describe, and be the producer and the megastar of your panorama movies and now. We're afraid of the charm, color, and charisma within ourselves, but we try to stay inside all the socialized stuff. So something I've really awakened to in myself, and I only show people the way I expanded my life in Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity. When you start feeling something from the outside world agitate you internally, usually I feel it in here first. That's when you start questioning the past. Why is this occurring? What is this awakening within me? And you never want to use what's happening, why is this? What is awakening in me to rise out of this situation? See, we've been taught a mundane, ordained, oppressive way of life. We've been taught a third world way of life with a third world enslaving mindset from the school system, our ancestors, our parents. Something I've really awakened to, if you want to rise out of the past, see, everybody has a timeline, past, present. Some people have an inverted one, but mine, I'm lucky, I got So when something occurs, and it's upsetting me in the present moment, I understand that is a memory that's being activated in the present moment. When you awaken to the here and now, you wow yourself out of yesterday, but it's really being awake and alert to this. Not aware, awake and alert to ask yourself questions and comprehend what's going on, and seeing how that event out there, it can be controversy, chaos, or a person or somebody you work with, or something in your everyday life that made you frustrated, and with an anguish frustration. But it's a memory of the past, but it's really an event in the here and now is where we expand out of that situation. Something else I really, really opened up to: education teaches negativity. Education teaches negativity, and stuck in the mucky yesterday and a third world mindset. But education teaches negativity, because when we get questioned by a teacher, we have to, and it also embeds perfection programming, because you had to answer every question. Well, I did anyway, but when I went to school, I answered everything in the way the teacher wanted it. And if you had a different way of looking at life, she'd say something smart, and then all the kids would laugh at you and things like that. That instill fear and insecurity. See, the school system is everything. It's a foundation, but it's never the inspiration to rise. And the more I awaken to this and I understand, I expand out of my past right here. I listen for the liberating wisdom of my life, but it's a sovereign liberation because it's unattached from the real world. And the liberation rises me out of it. So you want to rise, to want to be up and above your life with the liberating lingo. You want to stop using the words that got you into it. So that's why I got rid of change, heal, create, transformation, think, know, learn, forgiveness, knowledge. There's a whole slew because think and know never lets you out of the situation. Think and know never lets you out of the situation because everything with think and know has a subconscious imprint. Intuition, imagination, inspiration, innovation, now that'll let you rise out of it. But everything you think and know, it bestows you in the situation. And it really activates and triggers the overthinking, stinking mind and trauma. The trauma and drama of that situation is active within you. But we go back to that present moment and we act the same age that it was embedded. And if you really want to allow yourself the liberation to observe and witness the world, you can really witness the 1800s, the 1900s in the daily way the world's ran. The world's ran by our ancestors anchored survival mode mindsets and a third world enslaving mindset. And when you really open up to it, stop the manipulation of yourself and unmanipulate the innate, you're going to witness that in the world. So that's the reason it's here and now. When you listen to the here and now, you naturally optimize the will and the thrill to enjoy your life. But we have been in something else. I communicated away and stopped hearing the propagandized and controlled media that embeds and talks about what other people want us to know, and it really talks about the corporate world. Something you want to open up to, the corporate world and the corporations may not be the American people's friends that we're all taught they are, because they're in competition for our tax dollars. And now we've educated people to think as long as the corporation business and big business is making money, the world's in good shape. That's the lie. The bigger the lie, the more you tell it, the more people believe it. So to rise out of our current situation the world is in, we have zero leadership. And we have zero wisdom to rise out of it. But you get to hear all the Wall Street dumb pundits say, oh, we got to get business. People. And, the world, if we really had the gumption of our founding fathers and mothers, I'm kind of curious what would be happening today. Because it may be quite interesting. But I know one thing, this world is too controlled by herdocracy and sheepocracy thinking. This world is too afraid to rise out of this because it'd be inconvenient. These guys are the fascist felons of the world are very wise. They teach people convenience. And I'm waiting to see what all this AI stuff does to the world, because I saw what spell check did to me. It stole my way to spell. And the more we rely on AI, the more we're relying on outside sources and all the computers. And what happens when they pop the grid and pull the grid out? Would we have the gumption and the will and the wisdom, insight, and clarity to operate our lives. And something else, you can insight, but your inspiration, your intuition, imagination, innovation, and unique talents, they're present moment. They're here and now. Everything you learned in school was secondhand information, and they've taught us to be negative. There's never enough. They taught us poverty. They showed us. They taught us poverty conscious. I embedded the poverty conscious because we come out of the 30s, and all that was oh my God, there's never enough. And growing up with parents that come through the 30s, you witness it. But we've never expanded out of the poverty consciousness of the 30s. And we've never rose out of the poverty consciousness and the oppressive ways of the fascist felons of the world that silently control the world. See, we're manipulated, but we manipulate ourselves to stay inside the socialized way of life, because when you step out and then onto your own, people are going to ridicule you and criticize you and but that's a compliment. But something else, really, the here and now. What is new, or what is fresh today? What is now? Same thing as in 2020. But the people is where the people will be the leaders and rise us out of this. The people we send down there to that little town in the eastern United States, they'll never do anything for us. Now, if you move to Ukraine, they'll do something for you. Or if you come over illegal, they'll do something for you. But the citizens of the United States are the ones that get nothing from what we pay them. And that's okay. See, that's admitting it to what's going on. And you see, the underlying negativity of the world is played out in ourselves. So you really got to awaken and aware. Inspiration, innovation, imagination, and intuition are your sleek, unique spirit talents. They're your sleek, unique talents. And there is zero school system and zero education that has the quantity and the quantum elegance of your intuition. And as soon as somebody says think or know in a conversation, how fast does that conversation dry up? I know I've been in them. I think this, because everything you think you know is tied to a viewpoint, opinion, belief, and something that you absolutely stand stout-hearted to. And basically our viewpoints, opinions, and beliefs are embedded from our parents and their parents. Goes all the way back. The subconscious mind is still embedded with our ancestors' way of life. So when you open up to understand, you rise out of the past in the here and the now. And something to rise out of the past is there's just I'm enough, I'm sovereign, anything words you want to use. But the thing is, when you want to rise out of the past and rise out of your current situation, before you even begin, what is an inspiration that's going to move you forward? What is something you desire to experience? Write that down. And then you want to ask them, what do I admit to me to set me free? Because we all got gunk we don't want people to know about. I know I do. I call them my sabotaging spoofs and spooks because they scare the well out of me. See, the perfect thing is coming up for our life. We got Halloween coming up. That way you can get rid of all the spooks and kooks out of your life, because everything is ingrained within you. And something else I opened up to, you want to speak and express inspiration. dissolving the desperation of socialized, propagandized passivity. We have been taught to be negative through them, and then we hear it all day in the media and people we work with. I can tell you, I'm guilty as hell, but now I'm well because I pell-melled my way out of there with percipience, energy, love, and life, magically energizing my liminal carpet glide to ride through life with ease. All we have is the here and now. Absolutely, all we have is a here and now. You can't, when I first got, oh, you got to go back and write letters. You got to go back and do this. That was the biggest bunch of dipshit I ever did. There's a person that triggered or activated that memory or that event is right here. And it really comes down to, what did you do in that situation? Because a lot of times people step back when they should step forward. Don't pick me. Hell yes, I did that. And when you start admitting everything you did and admit to you, that sets you free, you get to go on a spiritual spree, unleashing your savvy prowess, realizing everyday events and encounters and experiences rise you out of the past. Not change the past, rise you out of it and expand of your desired lifestyle. Rise, shine, and expand. I rise out of the situation. I shine my enlightenment because I'm enlightened right here, right now. And expand of my dreamer's dexterity, or energize your dreamer's dexterity. But it's always realizing, if you ever, how many times have you done self-help, personal growth, self-improvement, even went through therapy, but that inkling and there's remnants of that situation still in your life because you never, and see, to rise out of that, you got to instigate, but you got to design and color an experience of the now and dissolve that and communicate it away. And see, the biggest thing we're afraid of our daily life. We're afraid of our abilities because our abilities and wisdom and insight is never going to be the same as a socialized way of life. That's the thing about the here and now. It's unique to you to set you free. To sovereignize your wizardry, to decree you dance every day, celebrating rich, enterprising elegance, to rise and shine of your divine prime time trailblazer's imagination, magically and miraculously expanding through life with ease. And that's something I really opened up to. Whenever you're doing something hard, or you broke a habit, or done something you thought was hard and it turned out to be that, when you get it done, that's easy. That was easy. And you want to say that to yourself 10, 12 times, but that was easy. Life is easy. It's my thinking, memory, and mind, and all the stuff I got from the past makes my life hard. I taught myself to struggle. I taught myself life is hard, but I can rise out of that in the here and now because I naturally optimize the wisdom. Words just didn't want to play there, And I don't edit my videos. I don't edit my writings. I unpunctuated my writing because I want to dissolve socialized perfection programming. We are programmed we're programmed with sheepleocracy, followerocracy, titleocracy, and sheepleocracy. We're taught to be followers. As long as we stay inside the socialized, propagandized trails of fail, we're okay. But see, that's the thing. There's no such thing as fail or failure. Failure is the first actuated intuitive lure to move us forward. We've never failed. We just never understood there was a better way. Failure is all it's showing you is a way, is showing you there's a better way. You can only fail in the here and now, and you don't want to go back to them hailstorms of yesterday. You want to stay in the here and now. And that's all we have is right here. You rise out of the past, shine the now, and energize the future with fresh foresight that lights your light of life right here to take flight, to feel the love, invigorate, galvanizing hellraiser's tenacity now. Now, when you understand the school system, the media, and everybody we've been around in the world just about teaches us negativity. And we talk in negativity so we fit in with the crowd. The crowd negativity is a neutering, just neutering. It takes away everything. As I'm awakened and aware of the dare, I rise out of my past through my here and now events, encounters, experiences, and eavesdropping on my daily unhampered scampers that expresses uneducated, unrehearsed, unexplained, unedited panorama movies of now, emancipating my parading prowess to stop being a servant to my past, because we are a servant to our past. We're really a servant to everybody, because you can never be a servant to your dream. You can be the savant, the liberator, the emancipator, or the energizer of your dreams, but you can never be a servant. But we have been taught to be a servant to the past, because we're a servant to outside sources to follow in the shallowness of socialized sabotage. And most of the things we think you know are sabotaging spoofs with a spooky, kooky way of ourselves. As I now admitted to me, everything I learned in institutionalized education, parents talking about what I did wrong, then people would then tell me about what I did wrong for 20 years later, kept my negativity in the past being a cast of crap within me. And then but when you tell people about your dreams or something you want to do, make sure you tell it to somebody that's experienced it. Do not tell a dream to your family or friends, because they're going to laugh, ridicule you, and criticize you and steal your dreams. Family is a dream stealer. So is society and all your friends. They're dream stealers. And the only way you can let them be dream stealers is tell them your dreams. Because my dreams never fit into socialized thinking, knowing minds, book knowledge that ingrained my viewpoint and all my knowledge is ingrained was ingrained from books, my parents, and everything. So your viewpoints, opinions, and beliefs are really inner prisons, keeping you in the cell of hell, because you have to think everything. That's the way I got to do it, because that's what my beliefs, opinions. The sooner you can shed and shred and shuck them opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs, and everything had to be done my way, because everything you think and know has zero imagination, inspiration, innovation, intuition in it. When you rise out of the past in the here and now, you honor in enterprising riches every day. Aggrandizing now dawns. Naturally, optimistic wonders lure for you to understand. Life is a curiosity with adventurer's veracity to stroll you onto your paths of enlightenment. And see, never look for you're enlightened right here, right now. Everything else does, it polishes the enlightenment for you to slide through life with the greatest of ease. to be chauffeured on to your seashores of stunning success, because you are blessed with rainbow brilliance to color your world with your dreams. And I want to thank you. I am Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity. And may your life be as blessed as you are a blessing to me and the world. Thank you.